My name is Jamie Mowry. I'm the owner and founder of Anthem Marketing Group and the co-founder of She Said Golf, which we'll get into in a little bit. So I'm sure you guys have all heard the term, oh, when another door closes, or when one door closes, another opens. And that used to be my motto in life. So I opened Anthem Marketing Group, as all creatives do, by doing everything for free for everybody. Oh, I see you do social media. I have nothing to pay you. And I was like, yep, I need experience. I need to do cool things for cool people. So I had a ton of doors open. The first one was a rebrand for a brewery. I had no experience doing that. I had no place saying yes to that. And I said yes. I was doing marketing for corporate, insurance, banking, very exciting marketing stuff there. And I was like, I know that my direction in life is going to take me somewhere where I'm owning my own company, where I'm doing stuff like this. So this is the coolest open door and I'm taking it. So I rebranded a brewery that wasn't changing its name or its logo. It just needed to change its reputation, which is probably the hardest thing you have to do in marketing. And I did it. I did the social, I did the website, I designed the entire brewery from the inside out, picked out every single thing that you see in there right now. I designed the menu, the beer, the labels, hired, I fired. I was the general manager on this account. And it was a learning experience for sure. I think a lot of times as creatives, we take things as this is a learning experience. But unfortunately, when you're not really getting paid, when you're working way too many hours for way too little, it can start to feel extremely overwhelming and like, what am I here? What am I doing this for? But with this experience and with this opportunity, I got a ton of more open doors. So it felt like it was almost too good to be true. Here I am. I just started my business and I was getting clients left and right. It was like one door open, another one opened, another one opened. And I was like, this is just so cool. It was also a time in my life where I've never felt more confused or more lost. And looking back, duh. I had my hands in 5 million things. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I had no processes. My employees were not hearing from me. It was just a mess, right? But I had so many open doors. I had so many opportunities. I had to say yes to them all. And I still believe in saying yes to a lot of things, especially when you're starting. I think one of the biggest things is doing something and finding out you don't like it. I think sometimes that's more powerful than doing something and finding you really like it. I had more internships than probably anyone else I knew. And in every internship, I found out that I hated it. I was like, okay, well, I know I don't want to sit at a desk. I know I don't want to do this. I know I don't want to do that. So I just kept kind of narrowing things down. And honestly, that's what happened with a lot of these open doors that came to me. I kind of figured, wow, like these people don't really respect my time. They don't really respect my profession. They don't really respect my boundaries. They don't really pay me that much. But unfortunately, when you're in the beginning of your career, you need the money, right? You need the experience and you need the money. So you do a lot of things. And, you have to do those little steps in order to get to the end goal. So I'm not encouraging you not to do those things. What I'm encouraging you to do is to close the doors a lot sooner than I did. So I was at this point where I was doing everything for this brewery and I was doing everything for all of these other little clients and doors opening. I was so confused in life. I was going through a ton of things and I hired a life coach. I could not afford her, but I knew that I needed something. I needed an outside party to help me reel things in and figure out what was going on in my life. And then what happens to all good businesses when they start doing really well, I got fired from that brewery company. They basically forgot who got them to where they were going and decided we should probably hire somebody, pay them what we should have been paying her the whole time. And that happened. And I was devastated. And what you guys will find is you'll lose a lot of clients on the way. And especially the clients that you've been pouring like everything into and not getting paid for. So that happened to me. It was the most gut-wrenching moment of my career at that time. I couldn't believe it. I literally could not believe that I had just been fired from this client that I had put so much time into. And I noticed that all of those other doors that had opened weird things were happening with them too. They were getting more snippy in emails. I was getting less time for turnaround. My boundaries were just being crossed. So I got let go from that client. I was talking to my business coach and I said, oh, it seems like all of these doors opened for me and now they're all closing. And then I made a joke of it, of course. I said, well, you know what they say, as one door closes, another opens. And she said, I absolutely hate that saying. She said, we don't want any more of these doors to open for you. These were bad clients. They were small. They didn't treat you well. They didn't respect your boundaries. These doors need to stay shut. She said, what I want you to do right now is imagine yourself in this long hallway, and all of these doors are in this hallway, and they're all open. You open one, it's this shiny, fun client. You open another, it's another cool client. You keep opening them. Your hands are all in them, and those are distractions, and they start closing on you, right? What was happening to me? All of a sudden, I thought everything was too good to be true, and it was. They start closing, and she said, you only have one option now, Jamie, one thing to do. And I was like, what? Please tell me. So I'm paying you so much freaking money. What am I supposed to do? She said, the only thing you can do now is move straight ahead. You got to walk down the hallway. All the doors are closed. And I said, well, what's straight ahead? I have no idea what's ahead. And what I was missing for 2 years was the biggest, shiniest, brightest door of all. And it was me. It was Anthem. It was my company. I had not touched my own company, my own branding. I had nothing in place for Anthem because I was so busy in all of these other doors. I was so busy doing so many other things that I didn't care about myself or what my business was doing at all. And until those doors shut on me, I didn't care. I just was so involved in everybody else and not involved with myself at all. And it forced me to focus on Anthem in my business. And right around that time, you can switch that. Right around that time, I started reading a book, The Obstacle is the Way. I don't know if anyone's read that book. It's an amazing way to turn challenges around. If you haven't read it, definitely read it. And this is one of my favorite quotes from it. When we believe in the obstacle more than the goal, which will triumph? When we believe in the obstacle more than the goal. So what we focus on is what is, right? So I was focusing on all of the obstacles, all of these little clients that were draining my time, draining my energy. All I was thinking about was I'm not getting paid enough. I'm spending so much time. They don't care about my boundaries. They text me at 10 o'clock at night, I forgot about my goal. My goal was to build my company. My goal was to work for myself. My goal was to pick my clients. My goal was to be able to do what I wanted to do. That was my goal. My goal wasn't to help a brewery sell more beer. My goal was to build my business the way I wanted to. But because I was focusing on all of the little obstacles and all of the little things, I totally lost sight of what my goal was. So, speaking of your goal, in 2020, the world shut down, right? And I started golfing all the time. So my sister and I, we grew up golfing. My dad would take us out golfing and we had a great time. We would do it on weekends, nothing serious. The reason it wasn't very serious was because he would sign us up for lessons and we were, of course, the only girls. And we were like, what are we doing here? This is not for us. But 2020 was nothing else to do, but golf was legal. You could go golf, you could stay 6 feet apart. We had to ride in separate carts, but golf was legal. And we had one other friend that could golf. So we would go out and we'd golf all the time. And again, when I talk about finding out and remembering your goal and your passions, golf was a passion of mine, and I totally forgot about it. I totally didn't think about it until I was forced to think about doing something for myself. So we started golfing all the time. We had a couple girlfriends that golf, but really no one else. And we would post every once in a while out golfing, and girls would come up to us and say like, oh my God, I want to learn how to golf. My boyfriend golfs, my husband golfs, my work goes golfing, and I don't get to do it. I would love to learn. Can you help? Can you teach me how to golf? I'm like, I can't teach you how to golf. I can barely golf, but we can try to figure something out. And then we were thinking about it and we're like, how do women get into golf? I mean, unless you're a member at a country club, which can cost a couple $1,000s a month to be, at least $100 for a lesson, $500 for clubs, another $100 for the shoes and the outfit. Golf is not an accessible sport. And when there are no women there, you're not going to just go walk on a course with a bunch of 80-year-old men like looking at you. I mean, we have had so many stories where we've been out on the golf course and a guy has said like, oh, you guys just dressed the part, or are you actually playing today? Or did your husband let you go play 18 holes, or you have to get home to cook dinner later? And just so many, yeah, so many comments. So, and we're good at golf. My sister and I are good. So we couldn't even imagine if you were new at golf, how you would feel walking onto a course. So we thought, I have no idea how to tell you how to start into golf. We have no idea. So we decided, let's meet at a range. A range is cheap, pretty much free to go to. We'll bring clubs and we'll help you learn how to golf. So let me just tell you something. If there's a need and you have a solution, you will be successful in life if you have a solution for someone's need. What we did was we made it repetitive. Repetition, repetition, repetition equals your reputation. What is your reputation? Your brand. So we decided we are looking for women that want to learn how to golf, and we're going to make it fun. Are you a woman? Do you want to learn how to golf? We're going to make it fun. We repeated that over and over again. We had events, range meetups, scrambles, posting. Women who want to learn how to golf, we have a solution for you. We're at 35,000 followers now and doing events across the country. We started by not looking at the obstacle, right? We did the opposite. We were like, okay, so golf, there's a door shut for us, right? It's for men, it's expensive. Instead of just saying that and being like, oh, well, golf is for men, we decided to come up with the solution and look at our goal. Our goal was to get more women into golf. How do you do that? By creating events, by creating a platform that makes them feel welcome. That is your brand. So whatever you are trying to do, first of all, find your passion, find what you actually like. You will never fail if you are passionate about something. Never fail, because even if the business doesn't work, it's still your passion, right? You're still gonna enjoy it. I like going out to golf. Golf is my therapy. Golf is what I do, and it actually makes me happy. I get to just share that with other women who deserve to have that same therapy if they want it. They deserve to learn how to golf and to be able to play golf and to be able to do it regardless of how much money you have. Golf should be accessible for everyone. So we have created a brand around that. We've repeated it over and over and over again. This is what we do. This is how we do it. That's become our reputation. We barely market ourselves anymore. Every other woman markets it for us. They post while they're golfing. We barely have to do anything anymore because people get our brand because we've been repetitive about it. And that, I think, is the goal of when you are getting started and when you want to do something in terms of creative, is repeating it over and over and over again until you have that reputation for yourself. I think, Pete, you had said that about, you have your pillars and that's what you post about. There's a reason that is a theme when it comes to marketing, because it works, because people only get what they can understand. You guys know when you're scrolling, it's when you're on the toilet, when you're working, when you see She Said Golf pop up, they know it's us because they know our stuff. They know what to expect. They like that. You like to feel, you guys know the influencers that you follow. I go to them when I feel like I need to check in on them, right? I don't know where they live. I don't know who they are, but I'm like, oh, what's Alyssa doing today? I don't know who she is, but I feel like I get her, right? So the point of the transition from closed doors is that I wish I would have closed doors way before. And so if I can give you guys any piece of advice, it's to fully embrace it. When my friends get fired from jobs or when they get told this isn't gonna work, I congratulate them. I'm like, yes, awesome, move on. They were not for you. When I was going through my divorce, very hard time in my life, no one congratulated me. Going through divorce, it was 1,000 times harder than getting married, I will tell you that. And I'll never forget, I was going to get a rental car and they wouldn't let me get it because my last name was still a different last name than my license. And I said, well, what would have happened if it was because I got married? And she said, well, then we would have understood. And I said, oh, okay, so because I'm getting divorced, you don't understand why my name is different. And then another woman I asked to speak to the manager, obviously, and she said, just so you know, I wanted to congratulate you. I know that's really hard. And I said, thank you. It is really hard. Closing doors is the best thing that you will ever do. When you feel like something is not right and it's not going well, close the freaking door, because I'm telling you, it will lead you right to yourself and right to your true passion, your business. It will close all of those distractions for you. As someone with ADHD majorly, closed doors have been such a blessing in my life. And I just encourage you, find people that will also support you through it, because it's hard when you have those closed doors, but it will be the best thing that you will do with your business is just let those doors close and do not try to open them again. Just go straight ahead to your own thing.